Hi everybody and welcome once again to Ruby's Classic Cooking. And today I'm going to make that old classic, chocolate chip cookies. So, diving right into the recipe. But first I have to do a shout out to my daughter who works for Canadian Blood Services. They're the people who collect donated blood to give to people and save lives every day. So, today I'm going to bake them and share some of these chocolate chip cookies with them. So, hi all of you out there. I know you're working hard to keep us all well supplied with the blood we need for surgeries and all kinds of things. Anyway, also to my grandson, I haven't got my Lego out yet, but I haven't got your Lego out yet, I should say. I haven't got your Lego out here to join me yet, but I'm going to get it real soon. So, I miss you and love you, and I hope you're watching my video today. So, till we get together again when we're going to cook together, which Grammy promises we're going to cook together. Anyway, on with the chocolate chip cookies. I have in here 1 cup of all-purpose flour in my bowl already, and now I'm going to add to that a ½ a teaspoon of baking soda, not baking powder this time, it's baking soda this time, and a ½ a teaspoon, and a ½ a teaspoon of salt. Okay? Which I normally wouldn't do up in little bowls like that. I would just put them right in here. But I'm doing that just for you. I hope you feel special. Now it says to sift them together, but I'm just going to blend them together in my bowl because I honestly don't own a flour sifter. Years ago I owned a flour sifter, but we moved and everything happened and somehow the flour sifter is no longer here. And I get along just nicely without it. Now it says to cream together a ½ a cup of butter and a ½ a cup of white sugar, a ¼ of a cup of brown sugar. Sorry. So I'm just going to put these in here in this bowl. That's a ½ a cup of butter. Now you can use margarine or shortening if you like, but personally my preference is for butter because I think butter is better. Anyway, I'm just going to add that in here. I left this out here on my counter to soften up so I can cream it into my flour. And now, there's my ¼ of a cup of brown sugar and my ½ a cup of white sugar. So I'm just going to beat these together. And then we'll cream this all together and come out with our cookies at the end. I had to call it the heavy guns this morning. My back is not all that in great a shape, and so I brought out the my small handheld mixer here to finish up this job. So there's my sugar and my 2 sugars, my flour, other ingredients, butter, all mixed together here. And now I am going to add an egg and a teaspoon of vanilla. So here goes in my egg. There we go. And now, a teaspoon of vanilla. Nothing complicated so far, right? 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Here we go. Heat until light and fluffy. If I can do this by hand, great. If not, I'll bring out the mixer again. Okay. The only thing left to add is my chocolate chips. And I have a cup full of chocolate chips. Now if you want to, you can add a ½ a cup of chopped walnuts or chopped pecans or chopped nuts if you like nuts in your cookies. Personally, I don't. So they're my cookies, so they're not getting any nuts put in them. Just a good generous cup of chocolate chips. I like lots of chocolate chips in my chocolate chip cookies, partly to make up for the fact that I don't put in any nuts. Anyway, and so now you just kind of mix those through so that every cookie is going to have some chocolate chips in it. That's why I like to add lots of chocolate chips, because if it looks like there's going to be a cookie that's not going to have any chocolate chips, well, I'll just add a few more. That's the nice thing about homemade cookies. You don't have to go, oh, well, you know. And there we go. Chocolate chip cookies all mixed up and ready to go on the cookie sheet now to be baked in my preheated 350 degree Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius oven. And don't worry, the metric equivalents are all going to be in the description below when I write this up for this recipe. Alright, so now I'm going to scoop some of these up. It's going to make a bunch of nice, neat little cookies that will spread out and be all the same size. So I'll just go over and get my cookie sheet and come back and start showing you how that's done. Okay, now for my cookie scooping demo. 1 scoopful of cookie dough just on here. And I think this will hold 4 across quite nicely. Maybe 5 across, I don't know. Let's see. 4 across. And don't worry if you don't have a fancy cookie scoop. Just use a teaspoon out of your silverware drawer. That will give you nice sized cookies. So they'll cook more evenly if they're all about the same size. This gives me control over that. And here are all of my cookies all ready to go in the oven, and I'll be back in 10 to 12 minutes to show you my fresh hot cooked cookies. And here are my fresh hot cookies fresh out of the oven. Look at that, lovely chocolate chip cookies. And I'm just gonna scoop them off of there. And you see I have my Lego helpers here, my grandson's Lego creations. There we go. And I have a second batch of cookies in the oven. So this made 41 cookies for me today. Here we go. Lovely golden brown chocolate chip cookies. I don't know if you can see that or not on my spatula, but that's kind of melting on there, right like that. And get the cookies off of here, because your cookies will keep on cooking while they're on the cookie sheet. You got to get them off when you get them out of the oven, because that can lead to overcooked cookies. So there we go. Just a couple more cookies here to find a home for on my cooling rack. And 1 more cookie. Here we go. All right. A whole cooling rack full of yummy, delicious chocolate chip cookies. So I'll be getting the other batch out of the oven in about 15 minutes. So and they're going to look just exactly like these guys. I hope you enjoyed my video today from Ruby's Classic Cooking. I hope you'll join me next time when I'm cooking to see what I'm cooking in my kitchen. And if you like my video, please like, subscribe, and make some comments below if you make these cookies. By the way, this recipe comes from my good old Purity cookbook. If you ever see one of these in a thrift store or a bookshop and you want to make some simple, easy food for your family that's tested and really good recipes, hey, pick up a copy. So here's my grandson's Lego Jeep and his Velociraptor carrying the laser cannons. And they're here helping me bake today. Just like my grandson will be here baking with me one of these days. Anyway, I hope you guys down there at the Canadian Blood Services enjoy these cookies today. And it's part of our thanks to you for all the hard work that you do. So I'll say bye for now. Thank you for watching.